Mysterious stories.
Watching horror videos is enough to make you hold your breath. Number 10. Have you ever tried to imagine something lurking in a small alley in the middle of the night? This video will give you goosebumps. It was uploaded to YouTube in March 2021 by Taslock. However, this footage was recorded on December 30, 2020 at around 4 a.m. At the time this footage was recorded, the road was empty with a few motorbikes and bicycles parked on both sides of the road lying dormant. Suddenly, a motorbike ran out into the middle of the road and turned right on the spot. The bike sometimes slows down, then jerks forward and continues for a while before crashing into the road. It seems that there is an invisible force that controls or wants to borrow this bike for a test drive in the middle of the night. What made this motorcycle move so suddenly? It could be due to some engine failure, or it could be that the invisible force had given up on the ride midway. Number 9. You may change your decision if you're going to have dinner at a seaside restaurant tonight after watching this video. In March 2014, Ed Hatt posted this video on YouTube with the caption, "Jill Freeland, the artist and videographer, was having breakfast this morning at Moby Dick's with her family and got a little more sea salt than was on the menu. Standing in the restaurant, customers could see a stormy grey area. They were waiting for their meals to be served and watched helplessly at the storm. They must have thought that they would be safe inside the restaurant.
Time to go.
However, the seawater hit the restaurant's windows hard and shattered the glass. Customers were panicking and screaming. Someone kept calm and asked everyone to leave the restaurant. Time to go. Everyone followed suit without any controversy. They understood the danger of this situation. And fortunately, no one was injured in this incident. Number 8. Baby monitors sometimes have another function, which is to record things that we never expected to be there. Our Ghosts by You, Zealous Ideal Call 53 released a creepy clip of a baby playing and her guardian on the phone. You will find this scene completely normal, but everything will change completely when you turn on the sound. You can hear at the beginning of the video a voice growling and repeating "help me" 3 times in a row. Where did this voice come from? Due to cross-signal interference by a nearby monitor, someone hacked the audio, or an EVP accidentally recorded someone calling for help from a distance. The strange thing is that neither the baby nor the guardian seem to have heard this voice. The Redditor further elaborated on this incident that they've been experiencing other spooky and paranormal phenomena regularly since she got pregnant at her home. Another incident with the monitor was that she once witnessed a black shadow close to her baby, shaped like a sphere, and suddenly her baby woke up screaming. She also had the feeling that someone was watching her in her own room or breathing on her neck, and the night terrors. In addition, there are objects that have been lost for a while and then suddenly found again. I believe this house must have some mystical entity. Number 7. You'll want to be entertained while performing at the theater. However, you will be surprised by some audiences that are not very lively. This video is a paranormal investigation, posted by YouTuber Phil Koch. It captures Phil exploring a haunted theater and then sitting back in his chair alone in the dark. Looking at a wide shot in the video, we can see that only Phil is there and no one else is in the aisle behind him. Suddenly a horrible situation occurred that made the viewers shudder. While he was sitting staring ahead, the seat behind him suddenly rocked back and forth. The chair seemed to be abnormally controlled by some force. He might have not seen the movement of the seat, but the sound it made was enough to make him panic and run away without looking back. This theater must be for the souls of the dead. And this investigation has caused a lot of disturbances. Phil also conducted another investigation which has attracted quite a lot of attention from Spanish netizens. This door opened right in front of him while he was in the investigation. Viewers claim to have seen this image.
Still back here again. And then we'll take a look.
If it were me, I wouldn't go near this building. How about you? Number 6. The audio in this video would be sought after to use as the soundtrack to nightmares. Colome posted this video on YouTube in June 2019, of a man in prison, with unknown context. This man was talking to the camera and suddenly let out a terrifying scream that resembled the cry of a velociraptor. Viewers have come up with countless theories. For instance, Lord Woody suggested that this young man was sucking the soul of the cameraman. Really, I would run away fast if I was in this situation. Number 5. This video proves the truth of the saying, better safe than sorry. Carefulness saved the life of a mother in Cork, Ireland when she received a threat from a letter sent by a former colleague. He was actually watching her and the camera captured a scary situation. The camera was installed by the homeowner, Una Ring. After someone painted her car's tires pink and wrote XS and Oz on the car window with the message, I win. Thanks to this camera, she discovered that her former colleague had left a threatening letter with disturbing content on her car windshield. The incident was reported to the civilian police force, Guardians of the Peace of Ireland. They are aware of this dangerous man's threat. This lurker has continued to act more dangerously. He approached Una's house with a crowbar in his hand. This image was captured by the camera. After being arrested, the police discovered that he was also in possession of ropes and duct tape. This dangerous man was arrested by the Guardians and had to pay the price of serving 5 years in prison for his actions. Una said that she owed her life to these Guardians. Number 4. If you come across a shabby, secluded house in a deserted place, it must have been abandoned. This clip was published by You, Livid Excuse 1640 on Our Ghosts. It keeps paranormal investigators on the alert. Driving down a dirt road in the middle of a remote and deserted countryside in the middle of the night, with no lights around, the Redditor came across a rundown white house. The house that appeared in the middle of a wilderness like this must have been abandoned. As he drove past this house and shone his flashlight through the doorways into the house, he didn't seem to see anything inside until he reached the main window. A white hooded figure with indistinct features suddenly appeared. The sudden encounter with this scary image made him extremely scared. They immediately dropped the camera and drove away. Many people think that this is just an image of Squatter, not some dark entity. Either way, seeing a scene like this in an abandoned house makes people feel unsettling. Redditor shared that he was in this house once. He noticed that everything in this house seemed wild. Clothes are in the closets, dishes are left in the sink, and toys are on the floor. He had to rush out after halfway down the hallway, because he felt that something evil was approaching him. He also shared a few photos of the house with varying brightness. What do you think? Number 3. Have you ever seen a self-recorded video of the incident after the plane made an emergency landing in the Pacific Ocean? In August 2019, when 2 aircraft were participating in aerial photography, one of the aircraft, a single-engine Beechcraft Bonanza, suffered a technical problem. The plane had to make an emergency landing in Half Moon Bay near San Francisco. The pilot recorded the situation after the emergency landing. David Lesh was the man who made this emergency landing, and he did it very well. He managed to keep the plane afloat and land safely in the water. Both Lesh and his fellow passenger survived. Lesh recorded the scene himself after the emergency landing. 2 people stood on the wing of the plane and clinging to floating objects such as seat cushions or window blinds to keep them afloat until they were rescued by rescuers. The plane went up and down with the nose of the plane hitting the water first. The pilot and the passenger were in good spirits and did everything to get to the surface even though the water was quite cold.
The water's a little bit cold, but we're alright. I set it down real easy.
No one got hurt.
No, we're good. Did everything right?
The 2 had been in the water for about 40 minutes and had a very high chance of hypothermia. His fellow pilot sent a distress signal to the Coast Guard to report the incident. Finally, a Coast Guard helicopter carrying out a training exercise came to their rescue. In addition to having to endure the cold of the water, they also suffered from constant jellyfish stings. The situation was still captured by Lesh as the pair was taken out of the accident area. They were really lucky. Number 2. Have you ever felt like you were being chased? The following clip will make you trust your intuition. It was uploaded to YouTube in February 2019 by Upbeat Yamaha, capturing a motorcyclist riding down the road. Because he was wearing a GoPro on his head, he tried to capture the white truck in front of him. It is not unusual for this vehicle to pull over to the side of the road and let the motorcyclist pass. However, when the motorcyclist turned onto a smaller road, the truck followed suit. This is a very suspicious situation. This truck continued to follow the motorcyclist as he returned to the main road and let him pass again. The motorcyclist started thinking seriously about the situation. He suspects the truck driver is trying to follow him and wants to record his license plate for some nefarious purpose or to report something. The biker decided to turn into an intersection and wait for the truck. However, the truck also stopped. He assumed the truck driver was trying to wave at him. After that, the motorcyclist decided to turn left and noticed the other's license plate and told him that he was taking a picture of him. The biker also claimed that he had met the man driving the truck before. And there is no clear conclusion about the truck driver's intentions in this clip. Some YouTubers suggested that the truck driver was just angry at the noise the motorcycle was making. Others advised the biker to stop at a fire station if he encounters this situation again. Because this can be a dangerous situation. Maybe we're being watched, so we need to be very vigilant. Number 1. This video was uploaded to YouTube in December 2019 with the explanation of Brandon Gross. My friend Danielle took me into one of the craziest caves I've ever seen. I am very bad with tight spaces and decided to face my fears. This video captures two people walking through the underground caves which are very narrow. The two clung to a rope and together they made their way through the wider and narrower sections of this claustrophobic caves. It felt like the further they went, the narrower the cave became. At one point, Brandon found that the space he was about to wriggle through was only as wide as the length of his feet. After wriggling for a while, they reached the cavern at the bottom. The pair explored different corners and areas of this cavern together. Panic struck Brandon for a short time. He was extremely nervous when he saw his companion, Danielle, squeeze into the narrower spaces. But Brandon tried and bravely went on to find the light again. After all, he got out of this hole and was truly happy to be out of this overwhelming nightmare. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because I upload a new video every day. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of my other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy.